Barack Obama is turning 60, and like most former US presidents, he's retreated from the limelight since leaving office in 2017. But what was President Obama's legacy, and how did the Nobel Peace Prize winner, who famously sought a new beginning between the US and Muslims around the world, fare in the Middle East and beyond during his time in office? Let's take a look. A civil war hit Libya in 2011, spurred on by the Arab uprisings, in which demonstrations called for greater political freedoms across North Africa and the Middle East. Barack Obama ordered airstrikes on then Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. Soon after the longtime ruler was captured and killed by rebels, America and its allies ended operations, despite the new government requesting an extension. With no plan to stabilise the country, Libya collapsed into anarchy, which led to the death of US Ambassador Christopher Stevens and 3 staff members at a government site in Benghazi. Barack Obama took credit for the killing of al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden in 2011, after a nearly 10-year worldwide manhunt for the mastermind of the September 11th attacks. He was killed by special forces in a compound in Abbottabad, north of the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. With war raging in Syria, after popular protests against the regime of Bashar al-Assad in 2011, the former US president warned against any use of chemical or biological weapons by Damascus.
We have been very clear to the Assad regime, but also to other players on the ground, that a red line for us is we start seeing a whole bunch of chemical weapons moving around or being utilized.
But when chemical weapons were used by al-Assad, killing 1,500 people, including 400 children, Obama didn't act, and instead took up a Russian initiative to have Damascus willingly disarm its chemical weapon stocks. Obama oversaw the 2011 withdrawal of US troops from Iraq, but he was forced to return only 3 years later, when ISIS militants took control of large areas of the country, as well as parts of Syria. The US built a coalition to fight against the terror group, and troops remain in Iraq today. Iran and the US, along with 5 other world powers, reached a major nuclear deal in 2015, capping more than a decade of negotiations. Under the agreement, sanctions imposed by the US, EU and UN were lifted, in return for Iran agreeing to long-term curbs on its nuclear program, which the West suspected was aimed at creating a nuclear bomb. But the deal was short-lived. In 2018, then US President Donald Trump abandoned the agreement and reimposed sanctions. In return, Tehran has begun enriching uranium to levels forbidden in the nuclear deal. Barack Obama vowed to close America's detention camp at Guantanamo Bay, but, blaming Congress, never fulfilled the commitment. The camp, set up in 2002 at the US naval base in Cuba, holds foreign terror suspects without trial, and has been heavily criticized by human rights groups. In his pursuit of al-Qaeda militants, Barack Obama vastly expanded his country's drone program, which carried out strikes on militants in places such as Yemen and North Africa. Thousands of combatants and upwards of 1,000 civilians were killed, including a US citizen. In 2011, American-born al-Qaeda member Anwar al-Awlaki was the target of multiple CIA drones in a remote Yemeni town. It's believed to be the first extrajudicial killing by the US government of a citizen. Reversing policy on winding down US presence in Afghanistan, Barack Obama prolonged the military engagement there, feeling pressure from military advisors and Congress. Only 2 administrations later, under Joe Biden, would US troops leave the country. Obama won plaudits for highlighting the Palestinian cause in his 2009 Cairo speech to the Muslim world. He also confronted Israel over settlement building. But after US-led talks between the 2 parties broke down in 2010, the former president's enthusiasm waned. By the time Israel attacked Gaza in 2014, killing 2,100 Palestinians, mostly civilians, the administration did little to act or criticize Israel.